So my littlest girl, her name is Riley. She has amazing imagination and she loves dressing up, singing, playing.
My name is Riley and I'm 3.5. I can't eat nuts because I'm allergic to them.
Hey, I'm Kian and I'm 15. Enjoy to surf, skate, just do whatever's fun with my mates really. I was 3 years old when I first had my allergy. Anaphylactic to nuts and peanuts.
My name's Nick and I really love living an outdoor lifestyle. I love getting out on my mountain bike, getting onto the trails and experiencing the exhilaration of being outdoors. I've always been very allergic growing up, but most recently I have developed a severe anaphylactic reaction to aspirin and as a result also ibuprofen.
We first found out about Riley's allergy at a family breakfast. We decided to have pancakes and these had oats and banana and walnuts. It's the first time she'd had them. She picked one up, put it near her mouth and immediately started to scream. Within minutes her face was starting to swell. So we put her straight in the car, raced her straight to emergency at the hospital. They administered a steroid, an antihistamine, and told us that we were exceptionally lucky because if it had been another 5 minutes, she'd probably have needed adrenaline. It is distressing, frightening, possibly one of the most terrifying things I've ever experienced.
We had a barbecue with some of her friends and we had a Tupperware dish just on a bench and Kian leaned up and pulled it over. There was satay chicken in it. The next minute he was screaming and yelling. His mum panicked, says, "Quick, I think we need to take him to hospital." And he just had a massive reaction, quite frightening, puffed lips, his eyes were almost out of his sockets. So it was quite a horrific experience to find out and not at that point in time know what it was.
I found out about my allergies when I took a cold and flu effervescent tablet one evening, and a couple of hours later I woke up feeling really uncomfortable. I had severe bumps and hives all over my body. My lips and face was really swollen and I felt like my throat was closing, so I had to be rushed off to the hospital. And they treated it pretty severely and rushed me through the emergency section and got me on adrenaline as quickly as possible. The experience is pretty traumatic. You just never know how quickly it can happen.
After her initial reaction, we went to see a specialist. So we had a blood test which came back highly positive for walnuts, pecans and hazelnuts. The day after that, we have carried our EpiPens with us. Riley doesn't go anywhere without her EpiPens. I take the view that if I have it, I'm not going to need it. So we just have it as a reminder as well of what we need to do to make sure we protect her and keep her safe. I think people underestimate how serious allergies are and the risk that they actually pose to children. It is often seriously a case of life and death.
They referred us to a specialist to do some tests on him. They do the pinprick test, then they recommend the EpiPen.
Well, I've been so used to it growing up that it's just something that's my everyday routine. So I just make sure I carry my EpiPen with me everywhere I go.
I'm probably the biggest advocate to him and he's going, "Yes, Dad," before you ask, "Yes, I've got it."
I've got one at school, but I always have one in my bag. I just have to make sure that everything I eat, it's nut-free. I just feel safe around my friends because my friends know I have it. Whenever I eat something, they're always like, "Are you sure you're allowed that?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm sure I'm allowed this." When I get older, I'm just going to have to make sure that I've got my own EpiPens because my parents won't be there to tell me, "Have you got your EpiPens? Are you allowed that?"
So after the hospital, I was sent to my GP and then sent over to an allergist. The allergist prescribed 2 EpiPens to me, which are really handy and convenient to have around. I have to just always carry my EpiPens with me, which is a small adjustment to make, but you know, it's super reassuring to know that I've got them close by and potentially save my life. My allergy hasn't changed my behaviour at all. Obviously I know that I'm allergic to aspirin these days, so I have to switch from aspirin to paracetamol. And obviously when entering races, make it known that I have an allergic reaction to aspirin and ibuprofen. I still get outdoors whenever I can. I like to just continue to live the active, busy lifestyle that I always have. Accidents do happen, you've just got to be prepared.
Accidents can happen, but you just need to be prepared.
Accidents happen, you've just got to be prepared.